In this video, I want to share with you how easy it is to make homemade pickles, dill pickles at home. So the first thing that I do is I slice up cloves of garlic and just slice them thin. And I use about 3 cloves per canning jar, 2 to 3, depending on the size of them. And you definitely want to use canning jars because the canning jars are made to withstand the heat and hot things being poured into them. So into these jars, I will put my 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. And you have to use, you cannot use the stuff that comes in a jar with the liquid because the liquid often has additives to it that can taste funny in the pickle. So just use either a bulb, a fresh bulb, or you could also use it comes in pouches with no liquids added, and that's okay too. The best flavor comes from a fresh bulb. Now put that into the jar and slice up my cucumbers. Think about the cucumbers. We have the Kirby cucumbers, which are these. They're usually a little bit lighter in color. They're smaller. They call them pickling cucumbers. They call them Kirby cucumbers. And then we have the salad cucumbers like this. I like the salad cucumbers better than the pickling cucumbers because although these can be a little bit crisper and have less seeds or teeny tiny seeds, I pick these before they get too big, and the flavor I find to be better in your salad cucumber. Either one is okay. I actually just prefer these. And the important thing with your cucumbers is that you buy them, you either have to grow them yourself or buy them at a farmer's market or a farm stand, because if you get the ones that are from the grocery store, they have so much wax on them that they're just not going to make a good pickle. So I slice these up into, I don't know, I guess about a quarter inch thick slice, and put those right into the jar that has the garlic in. The other thing that we will add to the jar is our pickling spice. McCormick pickling spice works great. There are other brands on the market, but this one is good because it's people pleasing. It doesn't have any unusual spices in it that some people might not like. So this is more of a people pleaser. And then I just shake, I don't really measure, just put a nice shake in to each jar that you're using. And also I put turmeric in. The turmeric really, it's just for color. It just makes them more appetizing as opposed to, I mean, it makes it more appetizing when there's a little bit more color. And along with that, then you could, I'm going to put the rest of the cucumbers in this one. Or actually, I'll put the, I'll tuck the dill in now. It might be easier. So, word about the dill is that this is what you find in the grocery stores, this part, of course. And you can use that. I always grow my own, and the original recipe that I got from the farmer lady when I was growing up, she always added all the parts of the dill, the top and the stems, and then the fine, you know, that part. So I always do that. I find that there's a tremendous amount of flavor in the stems, but this would, you can only do this either if you have a farm nearby, a farm stand that would actually sell all the parts, or if you grow your own. So you just tuck it into the jar. And you could do this at any point, really. Tuck it into the jar, and then fill your jar almost to the top with your cucumber slices. And now that'll be ready to put the brine into it once we get the brine boiled. All right, for the brine, in an 8-quart stock pot, I will put 6, now this is going to be the original recipe that I got many years ago. The proportions for the brine were 6.5 cups of water. So we add this to our pot, and we're going to put it on high. We're going to bring this to a full rolling boil. 6.5 cups of water, 2 cups of just white distilled vinegar, just the everyday white distilled, and it is, the original calls for 4 tablespoons of sugar and 3 tablespoons of salt. All right, now into my canning jars. I have the brine that came to a full rolling boil on the stove. And these, as I said, you cannot really use the cucumbers that you get at the grocery store because they have waxes on. So where you get them is from a local farm stand, a farmer's market, or someone who has a garden. So into these canning jars now, they have the cucumbers in and the pickling spice, the turmeric. I tucked in a bunch of dill and the garlic cloves. And now very carefully pour the hot brine in. You want to cover the cucumbers, and that's a little high, so I'm going to spill a little of that out, but you don't really want it to touch. You have to be careful. These are very high. We're doing very hot stuff right now. So you don't really want that brine to touch the lid. So just if you can get it to cover the cucumbers without coming all the way up to the top of the lid, that is ideal. So we put the nice hot brine in there. Then what you want to do to keep these as crisp as possible, put your lid on. So basically this is your canning lid and your canning ring. You put it on, tighten it real good, and just flip it over so that everything combines nicely. Give it 1 or 2 flips. And now we're going to put this right into the refrigerator right now. That will help with the crispness. So hope you enjoy these pickles as much as I do and enjoy sharing them with my family and friends. Enjoy.